Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Here's the reason why many people are starting to look toward Best Egg, all right? The one is that they offer two loans, okay? They offer a loan up to $50,000. Then they also offer a collateralized loan with your vehicle, all right? Now, the unusual thing about this vehicle loan is that they will give you up to 250% of the vehicle value. So they'll go up to $100,000. So if you have let me clarify what I mean. All right. So if you have a vehicle that's paid off, that still has equity in it. Let's just say you got lucky and your grandparents gave you a car, right? And that car was paid off and it has equity in it, right? Well, with Best Egg, they would actually give you up to 250% of the value up to $100,000. All right. Now, let me tell you some data points so you can understand. Plus, I'm gonna actually tell you some other lenders you may want to consider. All right. Now, here's the thing about it with Best Egg. Their situation is that you can have a 600 credit score with 70% debt to income ratio. Okay. There's not too many lenders out there that's going to work with you when you have a debt to income ratio that high. Now, that does include like your rent and mortgage and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing about it. What most people mess up is that when they go to like companies like Best Egg to get a loan, if they don't have enough aging on the credit file, then this can get you denied. So what they're looking for, Best Egg, they want your credit file to be at least 3 years old and have at least one account on the credit file, okay? So the thing about it, you can see the metrics here. They're not expecting too much from you, just a 3-year-old file. Now, again, you can age your credit file with authorized users. You can age your credit file with adding rental payments, all right? So that's a couple ways you can age your credit file. Now, one of the things that some people don't like about Best Egg, and I'll tell you some of the things they do like, is one, is that they charge an origination fee, okay? And so their origination fee is 0.99 up to 9.99, all right? And for some people, that bothers them, because if you get approved for, let's just say you get a $30,000 loan, then you have to pay 9.99 for origination fees. All right. So you have to subtract the origination fee before you get the remaining balance of the loan. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now, a good part about Best Egg is that you don't have to have a job. And what I mean by this is that with you not having a job, you can be self-employed, all right? They'll work with you if you're self-employed. If you receive an alimony, child support, this is one of the things, if you're a day trader or something like that, long as you, and even if you're retired, long as you're able to show proof of verifiable income, meaning having an active checking account. Now, one of the easier ways for them to check that is through maybe like Decision Logic or Plaid. Now, the interesting thing about this here loan that you also have to understand, it's a CFA loan. That's what it's going to report. So what that means for people that never heard of that term, all right, it's a consumer finance account. So instead of like you get a loan and it'll show up as an installment loan or uninstallment loan, or excuse me, an unsecured installment loan, it will show up as a consumer finance account. Now, why does this make the difference? The reason is because with your FICO 8 scoring, not reflecting on your FICO 9 or your Vantage 3 and 4, okay? This is only with your FICO 8 scoring. So even if you pay the loan off, all right, it still projects a negative on the file, meaning that it's not like a bad type of negative. But what happens is that when you have a CFA loan, a consumer finance loan, so you can understand, with your FICO 8, they calculate that consumer finance loan, even if it's paid off, and they will calculate a lower credit score because it doesn't say installment loan, okay, or unsecured loan. So that's what I mean. All right. and it's just a few points. You probably going to miss maybe about 3 to 5 points at the most, right? Even with a paid off loan. Okay, but just keep that in mind with your FICO 8 scoring. Now they do use Experian, all right? So they use Experian. Now the good part about it is, like I said, that you can add different accounts to influence the credit score. But for those of you that may not be able to qualify for the Best Egg loan, then you may have to look at like alternative lenders. And some of the alternative lenders, I would say you may have to look at a CDFI. Okay, that's a Community Development Financial Institute. So with your Community Development Financial Institute type of loans, usually these loans only go up to $10,000. However, some of the loans that I'm talking about is like with People Trust loan. They go up to $10,000, plus they offer business loans as well. Then you have Opportune. Opportune being a CDFI, minimum income that you have to have after taxes is only $500 after taxes. And again, they go from $300 to $10,000. Even people that don't have a regular social are able to qualify for their loans. Now, some of the other places I would tell you is, if you're trying to get a bigger loan, I would go to like low credit finance. Okay, I would go to low credit finance. They go for loans up to $50,000. You have Viva Pay loans. They go up to $15,000. But at the same time, the reason I'm bringing up those loans is that with those type of loans, you actually can get them and they won't report on a personal credit. Then I would take that money from those loans and I would pay down my revolving credit. Okay, the reason you want to pay down your revolving credit, because you get a bigger boost in your credit score the fastest. Then once you do that, then I would search out lenders like Trulon. Okay, and the reason is because with Trulon Credit Union, they offer personal loans up to 90 days. All right, excuse me. They will allow you up to 90 days to make your first payment on a personal loan. All right, plus you're still able to use that hard inquiry to actually apply for other credit cards as well as lines of credit also when you're doing it with the credit unions. All right, so that's the reason why I would tell you to get the non-reporting loan, pay down your revolving credit, push your credit score, because all you need, like for some of these credit unions I'm gonna mention, all you need is at least a 620 in order to get approved. All right, there's another credit union that I would definitely tell you to look at, and that's with Liberty Federal Credit Union. They also offer loans up to 90 days as well. Okay, meaning, excuse me, let me say that again. The loan that you borrow from Liberty, they give you 90 days to make your first payment. All right, well, that's the reason why I tell you, like with some of these loans, like Best Egg loan, you have to be very careful, is because of the way that they report. A lot of people, they don't mind, but for those of you that are not aware and think that it's going to have a hinder on your FICO 8 scoring, just keep in mind, because it is a consumer finance account, when you pay it off, you may be missing like 3 to 4 points lower on your FICO 8, but it doesn't reflect on your FICO 9 scoring or your Vantage 3 and 4. Okay, so I hope this here video helped you. If you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.